Direct News TV. October 6, 2023. Russia-Ukraine War, List of Key Events, Day 591. Fighting. Ukrainian air defense shot down 25 out of 33 attacks drones launched by Russia against at least 6 regions in Ukraine, including Odessa, Kharkiv, Mykolaiv, Dnipropetrovsk, Cherkasy and Zhytomyr. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Kyiv is preparing to protect its power and heating facilities as Russia will likely target the country's electricity grid as winter approaches. At least a dozen Russian vessels, including guided missile frigates, landing ships and submarines, have been relocated from the Russian Black Sea Fleet's port of Sevastopol in annexed Crimea to the Novorossiysk seaport in the Russian Krasnodar Krai region. The move comes amid increased attacks on the peninsula by Ukrainian missiles, drones and raiding parties. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu called for more Su-34 fighter jets to be produced, describing the planes as real workhorses of the country's military. Russian aircraft blew up 2 vessels carrying Ukrainian saboteurs off the Crimean Peninsula, killing 13 commandos, the Defense Ministry in Moscow said. The International Rescue Committee condemned a Russian missile attack on the village of Hroza in the Kharkiv region that killed 52 Ukrainian civilians on Thursday. At least 2 people were killed and 26 others wounded in an early morning attack in a busy residential area in the center of Kharkiv. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights has deployed a field team to investigate the deadly attack in Hroza as a possible war crime. The Kremlin responded to news that more than 50 civilians had been killed in the attack on Hroza, saying the Russian military does not target civilians. Russian President Vladimir Putin said that Ukraine could not survive for more than a week without Western military and financial aid. Wagner mercenary force. Putin suggested that the plane crash which killed the head of the Wagner mercenary force, Yevgeny Prigozhin, was caused by the detonation of hand grenades inside the aircraft, and implied that alcohol and drug use may have also been a factor in the explosion. Russian military bloggers quickly poured scorn on Putin's speculation that Prigozhin's plane was down due to negligence with grenades and intoxication. So a short summary: the most combat-ready unit in the history of modern Russia was commanded by alcoholics and junkies who, being professional military men, did not know how to handle hand grenades, one pro-Wagner Telegram channel wrote. Moldovan President Maya Sandu said that Prigozhin had planned to topple her government earlier in the year as part of a plan to destabilize the former Soviet state. The information that we have is that it was a plan prepared by Prigozhin's team, Sandu told the Financial Times. Sandu also said that she had evidence that Russia was seeking to influence upcoming local elections through bribery. Regional security. Russia indicated it is moving towards revoking ratification of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, CNTBT. Russian lawmaker Vyacheslav Volodin said the country's legislature will consider the need to revoke Russia's ratification of the treaty. The situation in the world has changed. Washington and Brussels have unleashed a war against our country, he said. A Russian MiG-31 fighter jet was scrambled to intercept a U.S. Navy P-8A Poseidon patrol plane approaching its airspace over the Norwegian Sea. The Russian Defense Ministry said the U.S. plane turned away from the direction of Russia's borders when the MiG-31 intervened. Ukraine temporarily shut down its border checkpoint with Romania in the Orlivka region for safety reasons, following a Russian attack overnight that left munitions scattered in the area. Military aid. Swedish Defense Minister Paul Johnson said his country will send Ukraine 2.2 billion Swedish crowns, $199.44 million, in new military support, consisting mainly of ammunition and spare parts. Black Sea tension. A Turkish-flagged general cargo ship in the Black Sea en route to Ukraine did not sustain damage when a sea mine detonated. The ship continued sailing to its destination to deliver its cargo following checks for damage. Sanctions. A court in Ukraine froze the assets of 3 Russian businessmen for their alleged support for Russia's war. Assets owned by Mikhail Friedman, Pyotr Avin and Andrei Kosygov have been frozen in Ukraine as the 3 were considered part of Putin's close circle, the court said. The U.S. Department of Commerce said it added 42 Chinese companies to a sanctions list for supplying Russian firms linked to Russia's defense sector with U.S.-origin integrated circuits. Economy. Ukraine's parliament approved an estimated $8.28 billion increase in defense spending for the rest of 2023, said Roxolana Podlasa, the head of the Parliamentary Budget Committee. Diplomacy. European Union leaders declared support for adding new members to the bloc but warned candidate countries, including Ukraine, that there would be no shortcuts. Washington expelled 2 Russian diplomats in retaliation for Moscow kicking out 2 U.S. diplomats from Russia last month. My name is Kingsley. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to be notified whenever we post. You won't regret it.